Christmas, the Chicago Bears tried to make it interesting, but ultimately get the job done. My name is Harrison Graham. Welcome into our Bears Now Live post-game show. Going to keep this one a little brief tonight. I've got Christmas Eve stuff. I'm a little under the weather. Producer Rolly's got Sunday Night Football to do, so 25, 30 minutes, then we'll get out of here. If you guys want to super chat, we'll get you on the show. I'll have my post-game reaction, and then we're going to sign off about 7 o'clock Central Time. But get the dubs in the chat here. DC Viper says game was boring. I would agree. By the way, if you're on our main watch party, we're going to sign off over there right now. Click the post-game link. If you're in the main watch party stream, we are going to sign off over there. Rolly, you good to go?
Yeah.
All right, we're signing off on our main watch party. We're going to stick to our post-game stream. All right, live on our post-game show stream here on Chicago Bears Now. Get the dubs in the chat for a shout-out. Charles says dub. Amanda, Hunter, Anthony all saying dub. Angel says dub. DC Viper says they tried to lose that game. You could feel it. Yeah, I mean, look, I tweeted this out at the 2-minute warning. To me, a better coach team wins that game like 35-10, 38-13. You know what I mean? The fact that the Cardinals got the ball back with about 4 minutes left, down 8 points, is pretty ridiculous. And I would hope that Ryan Poles looks at that and says, that's a joke. You got up 21-0 in this game against a bad team that's pretty much tanking, and there was some doubt late in the game. That's unacceptable. Nathaniel says, Getsy brings out the Wildcat, El Mayo.
That was bad.
You want to talk about an all-time bad call. We're going to talk about that in postgame, but Jesus Christ. Man.
I mean, that is probably as bad as it gets.
He's had some awful calls this year, Rolly. That might be the worst one. I mean, he can't figure out short yardage, and today it was easy. You've gashed him all game. Get under center and run the ball, or if you're going to be in the shotgun, run your damn quarterback who ran for 97 yards. No, let's put Fields in motion and run Wildcat with Roschon Johnson.
It was maybe
Are you fucking kidding me?
It was maybe the most reckless play call in history.
You want to talk about overthinking? You're gashing him for 7.5 yards per carry, and you make that call. Like, what are you doing? It's unbelievable.
It's honestly laugh out loud funny if we're gonna.
It really is. It's
objectively,
laughable.
If we can be funny here, like that was
I agree.
fucking hilarious.
It was actually hilarious. You're watching it and you're laughing because you can't believe how stupid it was. Unreal, man. Unfreaking real. All right. We'll get to our post-game show here in just a moment. All super chats we'll get to after my reaction here. Bears 27, Cardinals 16. If you super chat, we'll get to a few after my reaction. We'll react to this game. We'll take a look at the updated NFC Playoff Picture, even if I just have to verbalize it, Rolly. I don't know if it's ready or not.
Sorry, what'd you say? The playoff picture?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
That's fine. I'll just verbalize it. We'll talk about the number one pick stuff as well because the Packers did do the Bears a favor, even though it was hard to see them win, obviously. But lots to get into. Fortnite Man, we'll get to that super chat as well. So once Rolly's ready to rock, we'll get to our post-game reaction, and we'll work in a couple of your questions, and then we'll sign off at about 7 o'clock. So quick post-game tonight. You guys can go enjoy your Christmas Eve. Rolly and I can as well. So Rolly's got Sunday Night Football, so y'all can tune into him on our Patriots channel if you want. So here we go. Bears 27, Cardinals 16, post-game reaction. Straight ahead here on Chicago Bears Now. The Chicago Bears have improved to 6-9 on the 2023 season with a 27-16 win over the Arizona Cardinals in Week 16, a Christmas Eve affair at Soldier Field. If you're looking at the score, you're probably thinking, okay, pretty straightforward win, and it kind of was, but the fact that the Bears had the Cardinals down 21-0 about midway through the second quarter, and this game was somewhat in doubt in the fourth, to me kind of just tells me all I need to know. I'm not in Ryan Poles' head. I'm not in Kevin Warren's head, but to me, that game should never have even slightly been in doubt. I never thought they were going to lose, but the fact that the Cardinals got the ball back down 8 with about 4 minutes left, pretty ridiculous if we're being completely honest. But a win is a win is a win. Type dub in the comments for the win. It's not always easy to win in the NFL. Being a Bears fan, you guys know that. So type dub in the comments after the Bears get their 6th win of the season, doubling their amount from last year. But again, as we dive into the nuts and bolts of this, the Bears were firing on all cylinders early. Cole Kmet's getting big catches. The defense is getting 3 and outs. You're moving down the field, no problem. It's 21-0. I will find out at the exact time here. I got the box score pulled up. 21-0 with about, 7:12 left in the second quarter. So a quarter and a half in, it's 21-0. You're thinking, okay. I mean, Rolly and I are sitting here on the live watch party saying this might be like 38-0, 38-3. Well, after that, things kind of slowed down. The Cardinals responded with the touchdown. The offense stalled out the rest of the half. And, you know, I felt like the offense just got skittish after 21-0. And guess what? When have we seen that? A million times. I've said it all year. Luke Getsy's plan A's, his scripts, usually pretty good. Once teams adjust, his counter-adjusting isn't that good. Maybe the same could be said for Justin Fields. It's hard to know in terms of percentages, who to blame more in terms of why things slowed down. Fields started this game, I believe, 8 for 11, finished 15 of 27. So if that's correct, he went 4 of his last 16. That's hard to believe if that's actually true. 170 yards passing, touchdown, and the pick. Listen, Luke Getsy sucks, but that pick by Justin Fields can't happen. It's 24-10 with like 9-10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You're in the red zone. Worst case, you go up 27-10 and the game is completely over. He tries to hit Khalil Herbert on a running back wheel route. Ball's a little late. Should have gone to the back pylon. It was more to the front pylon. Defender cut it off and picked it off. Can't happen. You got to understand situational football. If I'm going to grill Luke Getsy for bad situational play calls, and we're going to get to one here in a second, you have to be fair and say the same about the quarterback. You have to understand that situation. You cannot turn it over up 14 points because if you get a field goal there against a bad Cardinals team, the game is essentially over. Instead, Arizona gets the ball back, they score, cut it to 8 points. It's still a ball game. And they got the ball back down 8 points. Bad interception there from Fields. He was great on the ground, though. 97 yards running. He also had like a 35-yarder called back. I thought this was probably the most decisive he's been running the football this year. When he saw a lane, he just took it, had some big chunks. So all in all, it was, I would say, like a B-ish game from Justin. You guys can get your grades in, but the untimely pick, the second half overall wasn't great. It's just, once again, an uneven performance. Very rarely when we evaluate Justin Fields can we say he played a complete game. There's been a couple of them. Thought Denver was close to that. Washington was close to that. Detroit a few weeks ago was pretty good, but it's the roller coaster. Now, let's talk about Luke Getsy before we get to some of these other guys. And shout out Khalil Herbert. I thought he looked as healthy as he's been in a while. Ran the ball really well. I mean, Luke Getsy, guys, the guy just stinks. I mean, let's be honest. Again, I think game planning is probably fine. Plan A usually works pretty well. But when teams adjust, even bad teams like the Cardinals, he just gets lost. He just does not counter adjust well. And I get it. DJ Moore's banged up. He's not 100%. Cole Kmet goes out. Okay, fine. But in a game where you have absolutely gashed the Arizona Cardinals on the ground, they ended up averaging 6.4 yards per carry. But at the time of a critical 3rd and 1, up 24-16, you were averaging 7.5 yards per carry, Luke Getsy. Simple stuff, under center handoffs, under center toss plays, QB run with Fields. Guess what he did? Roschon Johnson Wildcat on 3rd and 1. Anybody want to guess what happened? Yeah, no gain. He got stuffed. He is so bad in short yardage. He overthinks it. You're averaging 7.5 yards per carry. Get under center and hand the ball off. Why are you motioning out Justin Fields and doing a shotgun snap to your rookie running back? It makes no sense whatsoever. Luke Getsy is not good at counter adjusting. He's been awful in short yardage. What else do you have to see, Ryan Poles? I get it. You're going to let the staff finish out the year. But you cannot bring back Luke Getsy next season under any circumstances. He's not good. He's not good. I've seen enough. I think you guys have seen enough. Take the quarterback out of it. He has not shown nearly good enough play calling in situational situations. It's been bad. It's just been bad. Win or lose, we cover the Bears on a daily basis all season long. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. I'm going to give you my authentic takes on everything surrounding this football team. So, sub for Bears dubs. They did get a dub. They made it way harder than it should have been. It should have been like 38-10. Of course, it was a one-score game late. They got it done. We'll be back with videos every single day moving forward. Live shows 3 days per week as well. I also want to shout out our sponsor. That is Prize Picks. Daily fantasy made easy. I did not hit my Prize Picks because, again, the Bears offense was humming early, and then, per usual, they stalled throughout the last 2.5 quarters in this one. Kyler Murray did hit them more. Justin Fields did not. If it was total yards, he would have. Or if I would have taken his rushing yards, it would have hit. 10 to win 30, didn't hit this one, but I'm back at it tonight for Sunday Night Football. All you got to do with Prize Picks is to create an account right now, prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use our code CLNS. That code gets you a deposit match up to $100. And put your money where your mouth is. NFL, NBA, college football. You're not going up against pros and sharks. It's just you versus the stat projections. Get started with Prize Picks today. prizepicks.com/CLNS. Our code CLNS gets you that deposit match. Some individual performances I want to outline. We mentioned Khalil Herbert. Probably his best game of the year. 20 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown. There were still a few runs. I thought he lacked that burst, but he was the healthiest he had looked post-high ankle sprain. And with Deontay Foreman out with a personal issue, he had to come out and play well, and he did. So kudos to him. Cole Kmet, he left with a knee injury. Took a helmet to the knee late in the first half. Did not return in the second half. Hopefully that's not too serious. But he was great. 4 catches, 107 yards. He continues to put together a really nice season for himself. So good for him. DJ Moore got nicked up early in this game, but he came back and played. But for the second week in a row, that ankle appears to be bothering him. He only had 3 catches for 18 yards. Defensively, a couple of guys. How about Kyler Gordon? Kyler Gordon flashed throughout this game. Led the team in tackles with 7. Had a sack, had a TFL, a pass breakup. He was all over the place. Jaquan Brisker, once again, 7 tackles. Kyler Murray's raw stat line looks pretty good, but a lot of this was just dump-offs to the running backs. The Bears really only gave up the one pretty big play to Greg Dortch on a shallow cross, and a couple of guys just missed tackles in space. Other than that, the defense was sharp again. Arizona on the ground had 93 yards, but both running backs didn't really get much going. James Conner, 12 for 45. He did catch the ball well, had 67 yards receiving, but the defense was good again. Again, though, like big picture stuff, I look at this and I'm like, I feel like with a better staff, this game, like the backups are in the fourth quarter. You know what I mean? Like this game, you're up 21-0. Like this should have been 38-3, 38-10. Tyson Bagent's coming in the game in the fourth quarter, but they just don't put people away. And again, teams adjust to what they're doing eventually offensively. They don't counter adjust. I'm not trying to be negative. A win's a win. It's Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas. But you want a positive angle? If you upgrade coaching staffs, regardless of who your quarterback is, this is a playoff team next year. I really think so. The defense is good. You need to add another receiver, but they're going to do that this offseason. Got to get a center. Lucas Patrick sucks, but they got the cap space and the draft capital to fill the holes they need. And with a better coaching staff, this team should win 10-plus games next year. I mean, you're 6-9 now. You've had 3 colossal meltdowns. You could easily be 9-6. Hell, let's say you lose one of those 3. You're still 8-7. You're right there with a chance to make the playoffs. Now, speaking of the playoffs, their playoff hopes technically are not dead. They are 2 games back of the 7th seed with 2 games to go, so it's definitely dwindling as both the Rams and the Seahawks. This is updated, it looks like, Rolly. Rams and Seahawks. That Seahawks win over Tennessee definitely hurts the chances because now you need one of LA or the Seahawks to lose out, and you're going to have tiebreakers, which is pretty unlikely, but mathematically they're alive, so if they win next week, maybe you enter Week 18 with a chance. But cheer against the Rams, cheer against the Seahawks the next 2 weeks. Once those teams get to 9, obviously the Bears are out of range. The most they can get to is 8. So that is where things sit right now. And the good news is the Panthers lost again. The Packers beat them. It was weird kind of wanting the Packers to win, but with the playoff chances severely diminished, it's all about the number 1 pick now, regardless of what they decide to do at quarterback. You want that number 1 pick. It's a massive asset. If you get it for the second straight year, you have plenty of options. So Panthers lost. They did score 30 points, probably the best offensive game they've had all year by far, but 1 week closer to getting the number 1 pick. And last thing, Patriots play tonight against the Broncos. Go, Patriots, go. If the Patriots pick up win number 4, you're almost in the clear because the Panthers could even win again. The strength of schedule between Arizona and Carolina is that severe. The Panthers would have to win their final 2, and the Cardinals would have to lose their final 2 for Carolina to not get the number 1 pick, which, of course, comes to the Bears. So there you have it. Bears win 27-16. They improve to 6-9 on the 2023 season. Merry Christmas. Appreciate it, Tags. Appreciate that. Let's do some rapid-fire super chats. We got to get out of here by 7. Fortnite Man, Getsy was on to absolutely nothing. Look, I firmly believe, and I think it's proven again today, I would actually be surprised if, at minimum, he's not gone. Like, at minimum, some kind of change has to come. There's just too many red flags with this team, underachieving, in my opinion. And Getsy's at the center of a lot of it. At minimum, he's got to go. We'll see what they do with Flus. I would try to upgrade there, but Getsy at minimum, he's got to be out. Like, it's just not good enough, man. Like, what are you doing on that 3rd and 1? I can't get over that. Zane Gray, let me call offensive plays. I'll do better. And look, I know fans, we get extreme, but like sometimes I do think that on that 3rd and 1, I mean, Wildcat didn't even cross my mind. Like, why would? Like, what are you doing? And by the way,
it might be the worst play call.
And by the way, Rolly, when you have a quarterback like Justin Fields, you should probably never run Wildcat because you have an extra blocker if you don't. Like,
yeah,
it's just bad football,
it's
man.
It's a head-scratching one, man.
It's mind-boggling. Oh, Tags again. He says, I remember last year people were saying fire Flus, keep Getsy as head coach, and to that I say, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? I mean, in NFL circles, there's been some high praise on Luke Getsy.
No.
Yeah. He was on Pelissero's short list.
Last year?
This year.
No, it's not true.
Yes, he was. He's in that article. Now, there's no chance. Is this lagging, by the way?
Yeah, it is.
There's no chance Getsy gets a head coaching job, but if there was a tiny chance of that at one point, there isn't now. Professor Jibe, did I miss the jersey raffle? Yes, we got a winner, and it wasn't you, Professor. It was Troubled Trio won. So congrats to him. J. Bill's Games, happy holidays, brother. Fire the staff, reset at quarterback. Win can't keep us from what must be done. Bigger picture. I'm with you. Like, I haven't made a final decision at quarterback, but I would try to upgrade at staff. And then that head coach, along with Ryan Poles, they make the ultimate decision, which is quarterback. That pick for Justin was not good, man. Like, even in a win, like, that interception stands out. Like, the game is in the bag. You cannot throw a pick in the end zone there. Just can't do it. Cannot do it. Okay, Marco Lifts with the $2 super chat. He says, Fields still terrible as a passer, not going to argue. Again, you guys go extreme. He's not terrible. He's not bad. He's just not elite. And if you're not sure if he can get to elite and you think Caleb Williams or Drake May can, then you should probably go in that direction. Now, if you're not sold on Williams or May, if you don't think they can be elite, then you keep Justin and you trade the number 1 pick and get a haul. That's the evaluating that Ryan Poles has to do. We know what Justin is. It's up and down. I think you can win with it. Can you go all the way with it? I don't know. I think it's got to improve. I think you could be a playoff team next year with them. But are you ever going to be a team that breaks through and gets to an NFC Championship, gets to a Super Bowl? I said it on the stream. He's like the 15th to 20th best quarterback right now. Can he get to top 10? If he can, if you think he can, then you probably keep him. But if you don't, and you think Caleb Williams can, then you probably have to make that move. J. Bills Games.
Merry Christmas, J. Bills Games. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays to my Drake May brother-in-arms, Rolly. Hey. Rolly's on Drake May watch tonight. I'll tell you that.
Yes, I am. Should have put him on the thumbnail.
Be honest, are you nervous?
Yes. I'm telling you, the Broncos are going to pull some bullshit.
Denver
tonight,
was
dude.
awful last week, too.
They're pulling some bullshit. I think they are wearing their all-whites, though, and you can't lose on Christmas Eve in your all-whites.
Is it in New England or Denver?
No, it's in Denver.
They're wearing white at home.
The white out home, like the helmets.
Is it snowing?
Ooh, that's a good question.
How sick would that? Zappy in the snow, he can't throw.
That'd be high school football.
Yeah. All right. I think we're good. Let's call it there. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Enjoy the win. I know people want to tank, and I get it, but the Bears have not had a ton of wins the last 2 years. So Bears improved to 6-9. The very tiniest of playoff hopes remain alive. They got Atlanta next week. We'll be back tomorrow. We got a little mailbag video going out on the channel. Then Tuesday we'll be back in studio with a live show Tuesday, throwing it back to the old days. Tuesday live show. So stay tuned for that. I'm Harrison Graham. Shout out Rolly. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We're getting out of here.